Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Bestra on this Monday morning, and I'm joined by a pink balloon. The reason for this pink balloon is because today we're going to participate in a home lung capacity lab, meaning we're going to try to identify today just how much or what volume our lungs can hold with one deep breath. Deep breath in, and then you'll exhale. You're going to exhale into this balloon, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that today. The main goal for you today is to calculate or at least get an estimate of how much air can be held in this balloon. Then you're going to record it into a Google document that I've shared with you. And that Google document will allow us to compare student A, might be you listening in at home right now, with student B and the rest of your classmates. We'll check that out in a moment. Come join me and I'll show you how we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna blow up my balloon and then tie it off because it's a lot easier to manipulate once I do that. Deep breath. And I've stretched this balloon a lot, both length and width, which will give me the most realistic calculation. Some of you aren't the greatest at tying these off yet. Sometimes I'll struggle as well. But you should be able to, or get the help of those around you, to tie it off. We'll get that done. We're going to use some of the materials that you see by me to try to help us in our calculation. So I've got my balloon. I want to try to take a measurement of the circumference around what I would call the widest portion of the balloon and the circumference around the longest portion of the balloon. Some of your balloons will look rather circular, but that's okay. So what are we going to use? We can use some tape. Some of you might have string you want to use. A jump rope is an option if you want to try to use a jump rope. But some of you likely have access to a charging cord. And this charging cord works well as I calculate my first measurement, which will be the circumference around the longest point. And I'll go ahead and mark with my fingers where that is. And now, move my balloon out of the way. Set that down on my lab station. My cameraman's getting a zoom in look there. And then take a measurement from point A to point B. And we end up with, I know my science students recognize, we would love to go like this. Get our best number, and right now I'm at 29 inches. 29 inches is that measurement. Come on in here, cameraman. This is our document we're going to use. So I've typed in my name, Mr. Bester, and then the long, which I'm going to go ahead and type in. What did I say it was? 29 inches. Do that. And then let's see what I get for my wide. Take that measurement. Mark it with my finger. And then take my calculation. Or take my measurement. And here I have 25 inches. 25 inches. Now this is not a true measurement of volume. We know volume is a cubic measurement, but if everybody does it the exact same way in our experiment here, we'll get rid of many of the variables. You'll take the longest measurement, the widest measurement, and if everybody does that, it doesn't matter the shape of your balloon then, we'll have a number that's really close, at least for us to compare. And you'll get, we'll call it a total volume estimate, which will be, I'm gonna get, I'll get that number for you in a little bit, or you guys can even do that at home. But we'll get that number and you'll add it, and then everybody, if you guys can, everybody put your name in as you go along. Put your longest circumference and your widest circumference here, and then you'll end up with your total volume estimate. So that's the plan for how we're going to get how much air went into this. We talked last week about the respiratory system, and that's the connection we make and the role that our lungs play. And we're very curious to see how are the different people's lung capacities different, and you'll be able to identify that on this particular activity. So check the description below, and I'll have a few instructions for you. I'll have the links to get to that particular slide. I've also included, I'm calling it a slide, it's not a slide, that spreadsheet. And on that, I have another spreadsheet about birds that you might observe. Totally different topic, but if you see some birds today, check that out as well. So with all that in mind, I want to wish you a great rest of your Monday. Get that information logged, and if you want to include a picture of you blowing up your balloon or doing your at-home lab, make sure you do that. Until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, have a great rest of your Monday. Take care, everybody.